Many years ago, I did my PhD in the field of organizational leadership. And so we studied all of these things about leadership. And my interest was in the field of building leaders. But I discovered that in the social sciences, even though over the last 100 years, there's been a huge amount of research on every aspect of leadership, yet there has not been a great deal of research done on the area of leader development, how leaders are formed. This is because it's quite difficult, actually, to understand how leaders are formed. But what the research shows is that there are the two things that contribute the most to the formation of emerging leaders are the mentors and leaders that they have known and served, and secondly, the challenging assignments that they were given. So I recognized this from the research, these two core things. But then one day I was reading in Mark 3 and I recognized, my goodness, here are these two aspects in how Jesus built leaders. Let's read this, please, in Mark 3. Jesus appointed 12, designating them apostles, that they might be with him, leaders they've known, and that he might send them out to preach and to have authority to drive out demons. Challenging assignments. Do you see? So our processes of leader development must involve significant personal time with leaders and mentors, as well as exposure to many leaders, both good and bad. That's how our emerging leaders will grow. And then, regarding challenging assignments, how do we choose the right ones? Well, a challenging assignment is one that is a little bit above the emerging leader's present capacity. It should not be too far above his abilities, otherwise he'll be discouraged, he'll fail, he'll give up. But it also should not be below or equal to his capacity because it needs to stretch him. It needs to force him to look to God for help, to learn and to grow, and to move outside of his normal actions and reactions. And as he succeeds in these stretching assignments, then he can move on to progressively harder ones. A series of successive victories will build character, faith, dependence on God, boldness, courage, and develop new thinking and acting capacities. The Bible is full of challenging assignments, from God telling Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, to Jesus telling his disciples to feed the 5,000. But notice that Jesus didn't wait until his disciples were perfect before he gave them challenging assignments. In Mark 16, Jesus gave his disciples an extraordinary assignment, the Great Commission, even though they were far from perfect. And then he left. And 2,000 years later, hundreds of millions of believers around the world demonstrate the wisdom of Jesus' strategy. Ultimately, it worked. Essentially, a challenging assignment is like a rubber band. Once you've stretched it out, it will never return to its original shape. But if you stretch it too far, it'll break. Now, leaders who build leaders must balance the current and legitimate organizational needs with their emerging leaders' needs. A leader who puts the needs of the organization first will play it safe and assign easy tasks. Some degree of organizational risk will be involved if your priority is building people. Those who build people design challenges. Those who build organizations assign tasks. Tasks benefit the organization. Challenges benefit the emerging leader. Tasks focus on the present. Challenges focus on the future. Tasks serve the situation. Challenges serve the emerging leader. True challenges will develop all of the important areas in a leader's life and ministry, such as faith in God, confidence, knowledge of God's purpose, acceptance of responsibility, and discernment. They will strengthen the leader's prayer life, endurance, and practical knowledge. Through dealing with challenges, leaders learn how to cope with ambiguity, analyze a situation, identify what's important, and innovatively solve problems. Emerging leaders will then carry these experiences with them throughout their later ministries. So it's important that stretching assignments be given to them early in their lives to have maximum effect on their lives and ministries. This is how people grow, through challenges. Don't wait until your emerging leaders are perfect, or else you'll be waiting a long time.